Okay, we're gonna pack this little Chewbacca fig up, vintage fig. So yeah, we were out. We felt like we didn't get. We felt like we didn't have a weekend. That's just how it is sometimes, especially in early spring. It's like that. Early spring is always just super busy. And you hate to not go out at that time because that's when some of the best garage sale time is. But it is, it does require a pretty good bit of energy and a lot of effort. So if we look like on our videos that we're just working, I think a lot of people may watch the videos and they're like, oh, okay, well, they're not doing that much work. You're only seeing like a very, very, very small percentage of our days. It's just about always going to be more work than what you think it is. Even if we don't always portray it that way. It's always kind of shocking in the spring though, because during the winter it really does kind of turn into a 9 to 5 for us because we're not sourcing that much. All right, Chewy's done. All right, next up, I already had this box partially made up, so I'm going to use it. We have these core, it's a lot of core figs, and Candace made up these lots because really these guys, they're cool looking or whatever, but they're just not, they just weren't worth listing on their own. But I'll tell you this, like, there is a market for core figures. We've sold quite a few. I would have never thought they would have sold as well as they have. So if we happen to come across one day another, like, if we go to a garage sale and somebody's got 1,000 core figs in good condition, complete with you know, everything, and they're nice, for, you know, like I don't know, $100 or something, we would definitely do it again. That one's done. Okay, we got this Wonder Woman fig, pretty cool. It's shipping over a pound. We're gonna use a 1210 4 box. This one is going, what do they call it? EIS, eBay International Shipping Program, which is nice. Really, the safest from a seller perspective, which is what all we have, right? Sending something, even something expensive, there's no less liability to ship something than if you ship it EIS, because basically if you're sending something EIS, it's really the safest thing for the seller. Like there's almost no way you're going to be successfully scammed, or I guess I shouldn't say that, because as soon as you start saying nevers and things like that, there'll be, you know, there's 100 situations where that wasn't the case. But I feel much safer sending stuff EIS than I do shipping stuff domestically. On this one, it's not a big deal. It's only a $13 figure, but I just mean in general. Okay, next up we have this It's a Wonderful Life City Hall building. We have the box and paperwork here, but what we don't have like the original foam packaging. Candace did wrap it up nicely in bubble wrap. I am going to put a little bit of paper in the box just as fill. It doesn't have to be tight. So I'm going to do it like this or like this. Whichever way. I think like this is the way I want to go. And then this is just a power cord. It is also bubble wrapped. Okay. All I'm looking for is to not have any movement inside of this box. That's my goal here. Okay. Yep, that feels good. All right, now we can proceed. We got this one at an estate sale. Bought a couple of cool things there. We got this, I think for Candace, this is $5, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we paid $5 for this, and then we bought a go ahead and put one more thing. We also bought a what was that thing? Oh, a clock. One of those Mr. Christmas clocks. Bought one of those for $15. It already sold also. It sold for $100. Okay. So that was the pre-pack. Now here comes the real pack. 12 box. There we go. Adjust the camera. Maybe I should wear the camera on my head. If I did a head mount, that would be uncomfortable, I think. If I did a head mount, y'all could see the down to the top of the box. Usually only lasts for a couple of minutes. Those of y'all that like these packing videos, I did already make a playlist with all the videos in it, and I'll continue to update that playlist, of course. Okay, let me get an idea here. So this probably sits like that, would be best. I'm just going to take a little bit off, and then I'm going to, you see, yeah, that'll be fine. Or will it? Yeah, that's good. Just gonna take a little bit off because these boxes say 12 on them, but they're really, the truth is, they're more like 13. So even if I'm using the whole box, I'll usually do a little resize like this at least. And boy, that one didn't want to break for some reason. Definitely I'm gonna keep all that flat because I like how strong that is, but I need some more. My little flat box. Oh gosh, I got a mess going here. I haven't been using enough of this stuff. What is this? Yeah, that's a mess. Okay, this is a good one. A lot of these are just too small to be very useful very often. Not saying I'll never use them. These might, yeah, these are good. Okay. These I need to get rid of. I'm never going to use those. But yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to reinforce the bottom. Kind of simulated double wall on the bottom. I'll put one right there too. And then I'll just drop a couple of pieces of tape so that won't move around. Because like I always say, there's three ways to protect packages, and that's by like actively like putting bubbles and things like that, actually cushioning the package, and then there's creating space, which is what this paper does. It just creates like space between your your item and the outside world by kind of putting it in the middle and stopping it from moving and destroying itself. And then the other way to protect something is to just is with strength, like with the box. And that's where the double wall comes in. Or using those scraps strategically to simulate double wall. And we're actually going to have triple wall on top, minimum. Okay, there we go. Especially in the right here, it's going to be like quadruple wall. Oh yeah, it's a strong box, I can tell. It feels good. That is a good one. That's a wrap. Okay, this is a fun little order here. We've got a Game Boy 4-player adapter, still factory sealed, and the box is actually really nice. It's got like one little thing here on this edge, but it's not even very major. All the corners are really crisp. It's nice. And then micro checkers for TRS-80. Both on the same order. Both very cool items. I actually have, I don't have a Game Boy, but I do have a, I have a TRS-80 that I never mess with. I just don't have time. It's working. As a matter of fact, when I bought it at in an estate sale, and plugged it in at the sale and hit what I thought was, I hadn't used one since I was like in middle school, and I hit what I thought was the power button and it didn't come on. And so I asked the person running the estate sale, I said, look, this thing isn't coming on. Would you take less? I don't even remember what I paid for it. I think I paid $100. They had it priced like a pretty good bit higher than that. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You can have it. When I got it home, I realized that, oh, here's the power switch is like on the underside. I don't remember where it was, but it was a kind of a weird, strange location. And when I found I powered it on and it came right up and worked perfectly. So I kind of, I wouldn't say scammed, because he didn't know how to turn it on either. So it was really just me being ignorant, but it was not intentional. I would never do something like that intentionally. Turned out to be well played though. Okay. So that's just gonna ride there. That can ride in there. Oh, I don't need much of this box. I was gonna maybe do a like a 12-10-4, and that would have worked. But I just wanted these things to have a little more breathing space, because I think it's like a, I don't know, I'm not looking at the screenshots like y'all are, but I know the Game Boy 4-player adapter, I think that was $50, and I don't remember micro checkers. I think it 20 or 25. I can't remember. Something like that. Substantial order, and more importantly, like, especially on something vintage, I almost feel like I have to protect that kind of stuff more, because it's kind of my duty. If I pack this poorly, and then the thing gets damaged, like there's not making more of this stuff. So that would be a shame. That does happen from time to time. You know, somebody buys something on eBay, you ship it, something vintage or rare or whatever, and if it gets lost in the mail or damaged because you didn't pack it very well, or just damaged because it was unlucky, that sucks because there's a limited amount of this stuff out there. I'll make a little bed. I knew exactly where I was going. This box is super strong now, so I don't have to do too much. That can go there. Okay. All right. I'll even put this back into it. Why not? Okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. This package gets my stamp of approval, which is the only one that matters to me. Like, I overpack sometimes, and I realize that, but I pack until I'm satisfied. I think that's what we all have to do. You pack to your own satisfaction and not to anyone else's, including, well, if sometimes customers will pressure you to, hey, if you just send this in a bubble mailer or something, it'll be a lot cheaper. But the part they don't tell you is if you send it the way they chose and it gets damaged, you're still liable. So I ignore most packing advice from customers. Okay, that's done. Okay, we sold a mail slot. MAIL slot. We actually bought, I think we had 6 or 7 of those. 2 pieces. We had 6 or 7 of those. We paid $20 for, so it was like something 3 and change a piece or something, somewhere around there. Bought them all at a garage sale last year, and as happens a lot of times, when you first list them and you don't sell any after a few weeks, you're like, oh man, I guess that was a dumb buy. And then as the months go by, you're like, hey, where did those mail slots, what happened to them? Are they gone? I think, well, we have one left, Candace? Yeah. We have one of these left. That's it. So that ended up being a fantastic buy. And then that's kind of weird, huh? For me to pack one of these in a Gemini comic mailer. It actually works really well. It's basically, it's a flat pack. I do use bubble and stuff to, it makes a little noise. I do use bubble and stuff to make sure it doesn't get damaged or anything. That one's done. Okay, sold a chrome dome TMNT fig. This is actually going international as well, but it's not going via EIS. It's going Shop America Airlines or something like that. Shop America, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's a freight forwarder. So I think the final destination is probably going to be like China or Japan. I'm not sure which. I think China. I really don't know. I think China would make more sense. I don't even know if, honestly, I don't even know if eBay operates in China. I don't think they do. So that would make more sense. I'm not sure. I do have some ignorance on this topic, but I have sold to these Shop America or Shop America Airline. I can't remember the name of this company, but I've sold probably in the hundreds of things to them over the past, and they have like a lot of different accounts and stuff, and I've never really had any big problem with them. They always ask you to write the item number on the box, outside of the box, and I never do that. But otherwise, yeah, I haven't had a problem. I think some people have, though. Okay, this is kind of cool. We have two of these Monster High dolls going out to two different people, and we're going to pack them, do side-by-side packing. I don't stock a box that fits these things, so it's going to require a little bit of manipulation here. Let me get a measurement. See, we'll say 13 inches. We'll just mark that out 4 times. Sharpie. Okay, we're going 13. We're going 13. I think these ship at I think these still go. I packed them like this quite a few times, and I think they go 12 ounce rate. And then we just need to mark them up. The old T-square. Wait, that ain't right. That's not right at all. Ooh, I screwed that one up. Okay, I needed to go. Wait, what did I do? That's supposed to be. No, I did something wrong here. All right. Okay, I'll put an X through that one. All right, did I do the other one right? This side. This side. This one's right. I didn't turn. You have to turn it right whenever you turn your box. You flip your box around, you have to flip it around to where you're marking the right side, and I did not do that. Because each one should be on the opposite side. Okay. There we go. At one point we were like, when we bought a bunch of these at Walmart clearance, and at one point we did actually have the 12.6.6 box, and we just don't have any anymore. We ran out, and it was like, oh man, I'll mark this one up. This is supposed to be more efficient doing it this way, but it's not, because I keep messing up. Now I can't find my Sharpie. Here it is. All right. But once we ran out of them, we didn't have enough to where I thought it was worthwhile buying more, because we don't use that size very often. But in retrospect, I wish I would have ordered some, because this is kind of a time suck, resizing these things for what is really it's a lower cost item. Lower priced item. Okay, which is fine. I just wish I would have went ahead and bought the boxes, because we could have used them for something if I didn't use all of them. I could have just bought like 25, not gotten the 100 break on them. But that's it. And at this point we only have, I think, 5 of these things left anyway, so I'm certainly not going to do anything about it now. When we first started with these things, we had We bought 50 something 6-packs. So we've sold over 300 individual Monster High dolls from that buy. And some of them sold for a lot higher than others. Like there was a Draculaura doll in each one of the 6-packs. Those all sold quickly, and we got 30, sometimes maybe a little more, but we got $30 a pop for those, which was awesome because that almost paid for the whole 6-pack. Every time we'd sell a Draculaura, that would almost pay for the whole 6-pack that we bought that she came in. And then the rest of them were priced. Candace, we had some of them that were like $15, huh?
Yeah.
Some were priced like
10 to 20 on the last.
Yeah, all the other ones were like 10 to 20 a piece. But the Draculauras made the whole thing work. Okay, money-wise. And so you're looking right now. You're looking at like the very tail end of that deal. Okay, I think we're about ready. Okay, so you cut these up. But yeah, if I had 12 4s or 6s or something, no, 12 6 6s or 4s, this would have been done a long time ago. So that's where sometimes packing supplies, sometimes not buying packing supplies is actually more expensive, or the correct packing supplies is actually more expensive than just making do, because first of all, I'm still using these boxes. I think these boxes I pay 40, I think these are like 48 cents a piece for these 10.86s, which is, you know, I think they're a great deal. I think the 10.86 box is the best deal for a box that we buy. I gotta make sure I get this right. Okay, this is Catherine. I don't want to mix these up because of the, I'll put a K on here. The other one is Constance. Yeah, so I put a C on here. Okay. But yeah, having the cost of having the correct packing materials sometimes is cheaper than the time wasted of not having the correct packing materials. So like, even if those 12 6 boxes cost like a dollar a piece or something, which I don't think they do, but if they did, it would still be worth it, because I would save so much time from not having to do this. But that is okay. It's also something to be said for me only having to stock a certain number of boxes too, which is kind of nice. All right. I do remember when we bought all those Monster High sets, because I think we paid, what we paid, $30 a piece, right, Candace?
Yeah.
We paid $30 a piece for the 6-packs, and like, we ran all over the place. We spent all day going from Walmart to Walmart. It was one of those hidden clearance kind of situations where they were all on sale for 30 bucks, but they were still marked like, I think they were all still marked like $60 or something, or $70 somewhere in there, which was already on sale. But then when you scanned them with the app, they would ring up 30 bucks. So I remember when we got done, when we got home and we were all finished, we're looking at them and we're like, what have we done? But it worked out. We made great money on it. These are done. Okay, next we have a Star Trek graphic novel with a Gemini Comics mailer. This is actually going EIS also. So they paid, I don't know what they paid, I didn't look. But they paid a pretty good chunk of change. That's the one, like, from a seller perspective, EIS is awesome. Just because how there's like almost no liability on our side. There's no customs forms. There's none of that to worry about. But on the buyer side, it is pretty expensive. Okay, that one's done. Okay, we've got a One Punch Man, number 22. This is going all the way to Puerto. You know what? I was going to use this, but it's so much easier to use one of these. Going all the way to Puerto Rico. And recent video I was talking about how a lot of times Puerto Rican addresses are not formatted correctly. However, this one actually was. That was good to see. We don't sell a ton to Puerto Rico. Maybe like, probably we sell a couple of things a month to Puerto Rico. But I would say it, you know, I mean, it's for the size of that, for the population they have, we probably sell a pretty good bit. Let's see. Right there. And this will be going media rate because it's media. Okay, I'll leave all that cardboard on there for its journey. I wonder how long this is going to take to get there. I bet it, because I think a lot of times media rate goes pretty slow, goes ground transport or whatever. But I think in some cases they just put it all on the same plane. And I'm hoping that's what happens here. That one's done. Okay, we're shipping this cool robot. It doesn't work. It is vintage. Doesn't work. I put batteries in it, turned it on, did nothing. However, it does display really well. And there are actually quite a few solds of this guy in non-working condition. Probably because he displays really well. And he's in pretty good condition too. All right, how big do I want to make this? 12? I think 12 might do it. Yeah, 12 will do it. I would use a 12-10-4, but I feel like I want it to be 6 inches. That'll give me a little more room. So I'm just going to resize one of these. Okay. This ought to be fairly quick. Almost kept this guy. I like this kind of stuff. But then I feel like since we take video of everything that we buy and sell, I do kind of feel like it is part of my collection. Even though I'm selling it. Oops, kind of got off track there. I still feel like it is part of my collection, especially since I have photos and video of it. It's just not with me anymore, that's all. But I did own it for a little time. Okay. In most cases, I really just don't feel the need own the stuff. And I mean, look, people like to display their collections, right, for other people to see. Well, I do that too. I display this stuff for other people to see on these videos, and they're still there. So I get the best of both worlds. I get to experience the items, and I also get to sell the items. And I get to share them with you guys. Okay. Now we're good. That is just fine. I think this is going to end up being a pretty good pack. It seems like it's a perfect size box. Yeah, it is. It's a great size. I like that. I'm happy. 1, 2, 3. Do it like this way. Yeah. Because like I do have a collection of vintage computers. I have I have several Commodore 64s. And I have an Apple II 2 Plus. It's either a 2 Plus or a 2E. I can't even remember. It needs, it works. But whenever I turned it on, whenever I ran it for a little while, the power supply started smoking. And it burned out a capacitor. And I took the power supply apart. And I ordered the capacitor that I needed. And it's been sitting in a drawer for probably 2 years now. And that's just a fact. Like, whenever I think about the you know, collecting vintage computers and stuff like that, it sounds good in theory, and I like that stuff. But the fact is, I just don't make the time for it. I mean, I could, but I don't. So I've even thought about selling most of that stuff off, because some of it's pretty valuable. I've even got the what is it, 64 SX. That's the luggable. That's like one of the early portables, and it's worth probably $500. And I don't ever even power it up or anything. All right, that one's done. Okay, we sold one of these golf cars. This guy is super cool. The paint on these golf cars is just gorgeous. I can see why they're popular. Well, and plus they're very short runs. This is number 120 out of 4,000. Remember to take my painter's tape off of here. So yeah, we've only got, I think, 2. I think we started with 5 of these golf cars, and let's see how many we got left. We have 1 golf car left. That's it. So even the higher end golf cars are they're steady selling. They take a little longer than the cheaper stuff, but that's fine. We got time. Speaking of that, since y'all are bothering to watch this far into a packing video, we did get a good little message from Guy the other day, which is where we got all those cars from. And good news, he's got some more. Not a whole lot more, but there is more. And the ones he got, or the ones he has for us to buy from him, they're good. Good stuff. They are, it's out of here, so I'll quit bashing around. They are, I think, a bunch of like drag buses, but they're all like convention, or no, Liberty Liberty Falls exclusive, something like that. They're very cool. They might even be customs. I don't know. I haven't really seen them very well. I don't even know what we're paying yet. We just know that probably in the next couple of days we're gonna go pick them up. He's got them already. We just he was busy this weekend. We were busy this weekend. We didn't get to go make that buy just yet, but it is there and waiting for us. I'm pretty excited about that. Just glancing, I think we're probably, I think the drag buses, it's 10 of them he has. I think they probably are going to average at least 50 to 75 a piece, and it may even be higher than that. Yeah, that's good. They may even be worth more than that, because some of them, it just depends. I wasn't able to actually see them all. Some of them can be worth up to a couple $100. There may even be better ones than that. And then some of them could be worth like down more around the $50 level, which is good too. I don't know what these are. I don't even know what we're going to be paying for them yet. Whatever guy tells us is what we're going to pay though. Okay, we have another core lot of this is like alien stuff and these mech suit things. Sold this at auction. But back to talking about Guy for a minute. It's a very interesting relationship we have with him that is pretty uncommon as far as like a source goes, because we have developed over the years, I think it's been over 5 years now, that we've known Guy, or that I've known Guy. There's so much trust there between us and Guy and there has to be, like, otherwise it wouldn't work at all, because a lot of these buys that Guy does, we don't even know about until he does them. So he could sell all the stuff he sells to us. Obviously he could sell to, you know, just about anybody, but he knows that when he buys the stuff, we are going to trust him to buy stuff that we want to buy from him, and for him to buy it at a price that he can sell to us at a price where we can make money and he can make money. Like, cause like whenever we make these buys, if I ever feel like Guy is making really good money on a deal, I'm actually happy, because if Guy wasn't making good money on his deals with us, then he would have to stop doing it. Unless, I don't know, Guy might be a multi-millionaire and maybe he just does this for fun. I don't know for sure, but you know, it has to be good for both of us, and I feel like it is. Put a little paper in there. There's a lot of trust involved there, and like at this point, unless it was just something ridiculous, right? Like with these trucks, for instance, we're gonna go look at them, we're gonna comp them, all that good stuff. But ultimately, and Guy knows this, ultimately we're going to pay him what he asks, and we're gonna buy it regardless. That's just how it works. So, because whenever he makes his deals with whoever he gets the stuff, we need him to feel confident that he can, that he's going to have an instant buyer with us, no matter what. And we trust him to not do anything stupid, right? Like way overpay for something to the point where we have to overpay. Like he keeps us out of those situations. And yeah, we both trust each other a lot. That's why the relationship works so well. All right, this one's done. Okay, we're packing some shoes now. Yeah, there are definitely some things that are different when we deal with Guy versus when we deal with other people. Because, like when Guy shows us a bunch of stuff that he wants to sell, and he'll tell us, you know, you can buy or not buy whatever you want. He'll say that, but however, he knows the deal. Like if he has a lot of stuff that he's selling that he wants to sell to us, and we are not going to go through the stuff and comp it all and then cherry pick only the good stuff and then leave all the mediocre or bad stuff behind and just take the like cream of the crop. That wouldn't work. That would not work if we did that. Ultimately, like we have to buy the whole thing. And a lot of times there's stuff when we buy like that too. Oftentimes, I have to do them like that. Yeah. Oftentimes there's stuff that that has value that we didn't realize it at the time, and plenty of times where he didn't realize it. He didn't realize how valuable, you know, something was. That happens. And there's other times where, you know, stuff that maybe he thought was going to be the good part of a deal ends up not being that great. Then something else will make up for it. So it's been a very good relationship. I hope, as far as business goes, I hope for both of us. Okay. But anyway, we should be going to see him here in the next couple of days. Shoes are packed. Okay, we sold a beer stein. We bought a lot of beer steins. When I say a lot, probably like I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. When I pack fragile stuff, I typically like to fill that void, like I just did there. Also need to make real sure the lid is secure. But no, we bought like 7 or 8 at the same time at a garage sale last year, and ended up not being like a terrific buy or anything, but it's okay. Actually, some of the ones that sold first, we have one actually that paid for the whole lot. There's one of them that sold for like $70 something, and that already put us in the profit just on that one sale. And then I think we had some others that were like in the $30 level, and then we had $20 level, and then we had this one, which I think is the $15 level. I'm using a box that's way too big. I just didn't have anything I liked. 12-10-4 would have done it, but it was like just too, it wasn't quite enough. So I decided to go ahead and go with one of these 12-12-12s, but I'll ship it at like a, am I going too much here? Let's see. Yeah, that's good. This will ship at like a half a cubic foot rate. Ground advantage cubic rate. Because even though it's a lower cost item, like I always say, it's still my job to get it there. Doesn't mean I'm going to pack it crappy or anything. Let's see. So ultimately, if I don't feel like it's worth packing now, well, we shouldn't have never listed it to begin with. The time to make that decision is not once you sold it, it's before you listed it. So by the time I'm packing something, I've already made a commitment to get it to the customer in the advertised condition. I have this thing, we have a bunch of these knocking around. I might just kind of use that and then float. There's a few more of these too. There's a triple wall on the bottom. Okay. Put our little contraption in here. Maybe I should tape these ends. Tape them like this. So it can't slide back and forth. So something there. Okay, we'll suspend it in here. Oh, it reminds me, got a Granger order to pick up. We were going to do it Friday, and then we got so busy with garage sales, we decided that cutting off garage sales to go do that would be dumb, because we didn't have anything we had ordered that was really crucial. I was using some more 2-inch tape, but I just find that once I start rolling with a 3-inch, I get hooked on it. All right, that's done. Okay, here's some light work. Metal Man comic book, just awesome condition. Looks awesome. Gemini comic pack, of course. These comics, I think these older comics like this, they just fit really well. I think they're a little smaller than modern comics. I was looking at, I have a bunch of bags. I don't have a lot of extra boards. And the stuff I do have, I got from Guy. I was going to go buy some more boards. Great. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put my label on the other side anyway. I messed that up. And that's when I realized that they have different size boards. This is packed. Okay, now we're going to pack home stuff. This is a Sims 2. I think that's just like an expansion or something. Little collab they did with IKEA. That's smart. That'll be pretty quick. The smaller stuff I don't mind just doing it by hand like that. It's quicker. And on smaller boxes it doesn't really matter that much. You can usually get it close enough to where even if you mess it up a bit, it's not going to look horrible. Pull down to flatten out that See how it does that? Take that pressure off and then come around the corner and to where that force is pulling up. But it can't do anything because this is wrapped all the way around. So that's kind of the way I think about it. That one's done. Okay, next order is this horse. Little brass horse, weather vane type thing. And it spins fairly freely. The thing I didn't realize though is that it comes apart. Candace knew this. But this whole thing, look, that comes apart like that. This actually will come off of here too, but I'm not going to undo that nut. There's just not any reason to. Do I really need a box that big? I don't, because of the way it comes apart. Okay. I think this is actually fine. Let me see. Is that enough room? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Be a little easier pack that way. I might grab a little piece of scrap cardboard. We've been on this kick past year or maybe two where when we see brass we buy it. And I think we have kind of a thing for brass. I don't know. But it's worked out. Like, we don't have a whole bunch of brass stuff still sitting around here, so it's worked out pretty well. Let's see, I'll do one for that. I'll do one for horse. I'll do a couple for base. 4 sheets of wrap. Okay. But yeah, the vintage brass stuff is it's just kind of fun. I like it. Man, there used to be, like, in the 70s and 80s. I remember our house was like that when I was a kid. Had this little brass for the heck of it. People loved brass back then. And I feel like brass isn't really... I'm not going to take any more of that. I feel like brass isn't really appreciated today like it was back then. Okay. There's a pretty good bit of it out there. And it's a decent mark. Well, y'all are seeing in this video, we sold 2 brass things. They didn't come from the same place. So what I'm gonna do, because I didn't really, like, whenever I decided to go ahead and go with this box, this 864, I didn't love the amount of space I had here. So I am gonna put the base of it kind of inside of this area here. Just think it'll provide a little bit of extra strength for it. Not that it's even that delicate, it's not. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put this stuff is not, it's already bubbled. Stuff it into there. Take this paper, make everything good and tight. I'll give it a shake. Shake passes my shake test. And 1 horse ready to roll. Alright, packing the Red Sox Service Mug. Another one of those weird sizes I don't really have a great box for. I do need to make this box, it's an 864, make it a little bigger, but I can't go a little longer, I should say. It's not going to be bigger. I mean, just a little bit longer. Go ahead and Kind of pre-cut these a little bit. Feels like it doesn't want to fold over easy. Score a little deeper. Just gotta make real sure I do come back and tape on that score. Okay. Also, I'm going to use a little bit of cardboard to reinforce. And just a little bit longer. Me doing all these resizes where I just need stuff a little bit longer kind of tells me that even though talking about how I don't want more boxes to stock, I feel like maybe I do need another box size or two stocked. Because I do, as much, you know, I don't mind resizing, but resizing is a little bit of a time suck. So if I find myself constantly resizing the same kind of shape or size over and over, that might be my sign that it's time to potentially put a little bit of cardboard in there. Potentially think about stocking something else. How's that feel? Feels pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and put another piece of cardboard right here. Okay. Yeah. This would be so much better if I just had a box that fit. I mean better time-wise, of course. Okay, I can't forget. Ugh, I do not like this package too much. I don't love this one. Okay, an easy pack. We have an R5D4 in here. Trust me, that's what that is. Get one little piece of wrap. It really is way better if you do have the correct size box for things. Like this pack right here. We have the right size box, so it's almost trivial to pack. It's done. Okay, we've got a little lot of kind of a little action figure lot here. Sold this on Poshmark. We've actually been selling some. It's kind of interesting. We've been selling a decent amount of non-clothing stuff on Poshmark, which we've heard others talk about, but we hadn't really experienced ourselves. We sold some sold hot rollers, which that kind of makes sense. You know, kind of a fashion kind of deal, right? Hot rollers. But then, like, we sold these there. We sold just a little while ago, I'm not going to go out till tomorrow, but just a little while ago, we sold a baseball glove on Poshmark. So, Poshmark isn't necessarily just for clothes. Okay, last order. This is another Poshmark order. Some shoes. Put a little more paper in here. Okay, and I think the box is going to be pretty tight. So what I'm thinking is I may not even very tight. Perfectly tight, I would say. There we go. Boom. Well, almost perfectly tight. There's a little bulge on the sides there. It'll be fine. I guess now would have been a good time for me to still stock some of those priority mail shoe boxes. But I didn't. So I'm spending, I think these are like 60, these boxes are like 60 something cents. 100 count, I think. I don't think they're 70. I think they're like 60. But that's done. But I spent like 60 whatever cents. I didn't really have to. Okay, we are about to pack this thing. Oh man, I've been kind of dreading it. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I just need to take my time on this one. And it's a high margin item. We paid $20 for it at a garage sale. We did see it work and everything. But I want to be pretty careful here. So one thing that I have to take into account, or one thing that I have to do that I didn't even think about, this thing needs to come off. This little thing on the back here, and it looks like there's just two flathead screws right there. I also need to take all of these threads off. I took one off so far, and I'm not going to get too much into this on video, but I'm going to go ahead and take all the threads off. I'm going to take this piece off, and then I'll be back. All right, so I took a few minutes. I put all the accessories. I took the thing off the back. I put the screws back here. I took photos of the thing on, and then I took photos of these two screws. I sent them to the customer, let them know, you know, just simple matter of taking the screws out, putting the thing on, putting the screws back. But I did want to go ahead and give them a heads up. So I've got everything, all of the accessories, the pedal, the thread holder thing, the manual, the threads, all of the accessories are in this box. It's a 12-10-4 box. So we're just left with this guy here. And so I think I'm going to go with two 12-12-12s. I think it's going to fit well. And if the way I do the 12-12-12s is going to be double wall, I'm also going to do an interior pseudo double box kind of thing too with this machine. So, and then this accessory pack or kit or whatever, I'll just put it probably in the bottom. I'll put a thin layer of paper on top of this, and then the machine will come in on top. So from the bottom from the bottom, this machine won't be able to get damaged at all. The only thing I have to do then is protect the top and the other sides, of course. And I will be using, going to be using a lot of bubble wrap. I wish I had the big bubbles. I just don't. So I'm just going to use a bunch of small bubbles. That's not the real protection anyways, but yeah, big bubbles would be ideal here. I don't have any. I just do not. And it's not totally necessary. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's see. We'll see how this goes. I don't pack this kind of thing all the time. A lot of times I look like I know what I'm doing on these packing videos probably, and I do. I really do. But then sometimes I just like start packing and trying to figure stuff out as I go. Sometimes that'll involve changing course, trying something, deciding it's not good enough, and then trying something else. Okay, so we got it bubbled. Might go ahead and tape this up just to neaten it up. These machines are so complex. Like, I found it difficult even to try and figure out how to kind of get the threads out of there. Okay. Let me build up a box. That'll be a start. I can't lie. This thing sold 2 days ago. And ever since then, I've been like, well, been kind of sitting in the back of my mind that I had this pack coming up. And part of that too is that I was going to show it. Like, that adds most stuff I'm very confident in that y'all see me pack on here. I'm not confident here. I mean, I'm confident that I'm going to get it done and it's going to be good in the end. I'm just not confident about what I'm doing yet. You know what I think I am going to do? I'm going to get another box that I'm not even going to use as a box. I'm going to use it just for cardboard. I think that would be a good idea. Because I want to do, even though the bottom is going to be that accessory box, I still want to add some reinforcement under the accessory box. There we go. And we're going to use the rest of that box too. What I'm going to do is this. Two going that way. I don't know if y'all can see or not. Okay. And then two going the other way. And this is why, if we would have thought this machine was worth, say, I don't know, let's say we would have comped this machine before we bought it. And let's say it would have been worth $120. Let's say we would have thought we were going to get $120 for the machine. There's a really good chance we wouldn't have bought it. We probably would have just left it sitting there. I'm going to use some more of this. But once it looked like the machine was going to be worth $200, that's when it's like, okay, even if I spent like, we sell it, even if I spent like an hour or two packing it, it would still be well worth it. So don't mind selling stuff that's, you know, more involved like this, but the money has got to be there. Because there's no doubt that it's worth it, but it is a lot of effort. Yeah. I'm going to put another few layers of cardboard in between those two because I didn't want this to crush that. Okay, now my next plan here is I have this machine. It's basically going to drop down on top of this. So what I'm thinking about doing, taking the rest of that box that I just chopped up. Take the rest of this box that I just chopped up, and I'm going to open it. And lay it out. And then we're going to put the machine inside of it. It's like this. And I'm just going to do kind of a wrap like this. Here we go. Ooh, that feels kind of good. I like that. I think that's gonna work out really well. Okay, here we go. All right, and we're just gonna drop that right on top here. And so one thing I do want to make sure I want to make sure I center it side to side, because I'm gonna pack all in here and all in here with paper, and then on the sides too. I have here, I'll make sure this is centered, and then I have here. Okay, here, let's go that way a little bit. A little too much. There we go. All right, so now it's time to pack the paper. But pack the paper on the two sides. I'll put some in here, and then before I get too much, I'm going to come back over here. So I feel like I might have shoved it over a little bit. Here we go. Oh yeah, I think this pack is going to be great. I was a little concerned. This is going to work. One thing I like about it, I'm going to have double wall. Whenever I put the other box down on top of here, I'm gonna have double wall all the way to like right here. But right here is where that accessory box starts. So the sewing machine itself is gonna have double wall all around it. On the bottom, it's gonna have accessory box. On top, it's gonna be strong too. I'll make real sure of that. But yeah, I'm feeling good about this pack. Okay, I feel a little better now. I kind of see it coming together. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. There, maybe a little more here. Okay. And that's going to come all the way up. Like that. And the other box, okay, the other box is just going to go right on top, just like this. Okay. And yes, this is going to be one of those rare times these days. Sometimes you gotta kind of tuck those corners in to get it to go. It's gonna be one of those rare times these days where I do go to UPS store. Okay. Knocking cold beer down. Do that. Okay. Okay, that takes takes a lot of force sometimes to get that to work. All right, and then now we could see our top view. We're good. We're good. And I like this little thing here. This provides more strength on the sides too, because there's a buffer there. The machine doesn't start to like right here and right here, and then we have double walls. We have paper. We have yeah. I like it. I like it. I was stressing because I didn't know exactly how I was going to be doing this. But now I think a really nice pack is coming together. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it worth it? Yes. But it's not easy. Now, maybe it would be easy if I had, again, if I had better boxes ready to roll, and this is something I packed often. It's kind of like the nutcrackers. The first couple of nutcrackers I packed, I was uneasy with. But let me see. You know what? I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put one strengthener up there. Be right back. Okay, I do apologize. I don't know how good the angle is here. This is a tall box. I have these boxes that are basically free. I don't even know where I got them. But I use them sometimes for this kind of application. Just lay them right here. That gives me, basically will give me triple wall strength on top. And that's on top of the paper. Okay. Might not be able to actually close it real pretty on that seam because it is a little bit expanded from stretching it over the other box. That's fine. That doesn't even matter. Okay. I'll tell y'all what. I'm about to do a lot of taping and I'll be back. Okay, the beast is packed, and I'm really pretty happy with my packing here. I was really a little anxious about it, but I'm happy. 26 pounds. I haven't printed the label yet. It's going to be going UPS. It's going to be kind of pricey shipping, but they paid a lot for the shipping. So yeah, hopefully by the time I edit and put this video up, I can show y'all positive feedback for this one. I hope. Wish me luck. All right, new day, time for some more packing. This first thing we sold is a pocket talker thing. It's actually the second time we've sold it. The first time it didn't work the way they wanted it to or something. I don't we have free returns on, so there wasn't any reason. There was no reason to like find out the real reason they wanted to return it or anything. So but we did, like, we tested this, we legit tested this thing and it worked. I'm pretty sure just like how it's supposed to work. Like, it amplifies sounds. That's what it does. It sounded really good to me, actually. Got the return back, tested it again, and it still worked fine. So listed it again. Sometimes it just takes a few times to make the sale stick, I guess. I don't know. I think we paid, I think Candace got this thing at a garage sale, for like, or an estate sale, one of the two, for like $5. It was a good deal. Hopefully it'll stay sold this time. I think most of our packs this morning are pretty straightforward. ready to go. Okay, this is a cool little cell. These are these IBM electrographic pencils. And we actually have, show you right here, we actually have two full boxes of them. 24 pencils total. We bought these pencils, and then there were also the same spot 3 boxes of leads, full boxes. Got all that for $5 at a sale this past weekend, and I thought it was probably decent. Like I figured when I picked it up, I was like, that's cool, that's probably worth like $25 or something. And turned out it was worth way more than that. I found sold comps for just one of these pencils for $13. I was like, okay, I've got 24 of them. So I did a multi-quantity listing. I also added a multi-quantity order discount. So if someone buys, I think this is how I have it set up. If someone buys 2 pencils, they get 10% off their order. And if somebody buys 3 or more, then they get 20% off their order. So I think that little order discount probably drove the sale of these 3 pencils, because then also the shipping on the order is the same no matter how many pencils you buy. And next up is whatever this stuff is. I don't even know, but I'm gonna bubble wrap. I'm gonna bubble wrap them like this, kind of tight. Could have stretch wrapped them too. This should do it though. I bubble wrapped in that direction though first, hoping to hold these shut or not allow them to open anyway. Then we're gonna go ahead and bag them, just in case there is some amount of leakage, which hopefully there won't be. And I'm gonna find, knock on wood, we've never experienced any kind of product leakage that we know of anyway. But if we do, we don't want the, it should, if that stuff does leak out, it should be contained just that bag, I would think. It's not like water, more of a, like a cream or something, I guess. Okay, let's see. Do a little resize here. And I'm gonna leave a little room for paper though. I don't need much room. My resizer, I guess I didn't like tighten it enough. Started kind of slipping a little bit just now. All right. I actually like doing these boxes like this more. I don't think it looks as good, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I think this is easier to take down, folding it like this. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Really doesn't matter. Alrighty. That is done. Alright, sold this little action figure. The core. This takes me more than 60 seconds. There's something wrong with me. And this will ship at 4-ounce rate, even with a box. I don't think I'm at 60 seconds yet. Just cause and if I pack it less than 60 seconds, there still could be something wrong with me. That's done. All right, these are some Stampin' Up stamps. I don't know if these are ready to go. They kind of look like it, huh? Look, I put all this in here. What is this? Yeah, they're pretty much ready to go. I think I put these in here like that because I was gonna pack. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. You know what? These are pretty. They're not unbreakable or anything, but they're fairly robust. So I think what I was doing, I was leaving this for my future self to put in here. That's what I think I was doing. Okay. Put down a little paper. These are actually going in state. Maybe about 100 miles north of here. Okay. Go ahead and put these guys back in here. Make sure I don't forget any of them. And like I said, they're not fragile, but oh, this is 2 different pieces. Okay, I can kind of spread those out. Not fragile, but they still need to be cushioned. That was nice of my past self to bubble wrap for my future self. I don't normally do that, but occasionally I will. Okay, good and tight there. It's a double wall, top and bottom. Or actually, I guess on top, because of the way I did these. Well, top and bottom probably both have, oh look, it's kind of a gap right there. Do this. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, this is a pretty good deal for us, though. We, weekend before last, we bought all of these stamps. Well, they're not stamps, they're Stampin' Up brand. Most of them, or some of them. But they are punches. Little cutout designs and whatnot. We got all those at a garage sale for $10. So that is a good deal. And it's done. Okay, we have this Corvette going out. A little higher end Hot Wheels sale. And as of the filming of this, after we finish packing these orders, we're going to be headed to Guy's place to buy some more Hot Wheels. Not exactly like the ones we bought in the past, but I do think we're getting 14 really good drag buses, Volkswagen drag buses, and some more Johnny Lightning sets, and some micro machines, and some sealed Lego, and some other goodies. So we're looking forward to that, of course. Sourcing is like really good right now. We got to keep the pedal to the metal, because sourcing doesn't always stay good. Seems like you encounter just times where you don't even hardly have to try to find stuff. It just falls in your lap. And then you have times where it's like a friggin' desert out there. So during the good times, we like to buy as much as possible. Just in case, because you never know when that drought's coming. Within reason, doesn't mean to go buy any old junk you see. But it's also really easy after you have a really good, and we've been guilty of this. You have a few really good weekends of scores, and you're like, oh man, we can just take off this weekend. We don't need to go out. Because at the time, it seems like it's never going to end. And a few months later, garage sales aren't popping like they were at that time of year. And you're like, man, I wish I would have went out. Wish I wouldn't have skipped those weekends at garage sales. Okay, car's packed. All right, this is a 2-item order. I'm using an eBay 1086 that I've used before apparently, and then broke it back down. Actually, the eBay shipping supply coupon we get for having a store, we just got one the beginning of this past month, and I looked through that store several times, and I could not figure out what to order, because we buy all of our boxes at Grainger cheap. Like the 1086s we get from Grainger, 40 something cents. When I say cheap, I mean relatively cheap, I guess. But when we looked through eBay's shipping supply thing, the things I wanted, like I wanted to get some more of their eBay standard envelopes that we use. They don't have them. Wanted to get some, what was the other thing? Oh, some of the eBay vinyl mailers. They don't have them. So I was like, oh well, I guess the only thing left is the 1086s. I mean, I know we'll use them. Just I hated to use a coupon for them, because we, like I said, we get them so much cheaper at Grainger. I really wish they would get their vinyl mailers back in stock. Their vinyl mailers are actually pretty high quality. Okay, well, I think when I fold this over, I don't have to worry about them cutting on that seam, because when I fold all this stuff over, there's going to be a lot of cardboard. It's not going to be just that one seam in the middle. Yeah, if I do it like this, it'll be fine. And yeah, I'm going to do it the other way. I see the... Now I think this is the better way, because I don't have those janky edges over here that don't tape very well. Oh, well, I was gonna say, I have the cookbook, which is media mail, which does qualify for media mail. But last I checked, Crown Royal bags do not count as media mail, even though they do have writing on them. So this is going to go Ground Advantage cubic. Okay, this pack couldn't be much easier. I did actually go ahead and print the label, weighed the thing, printed the label, and put the label on the bubble mailer. Just because it's easier to do when flat. Okay, that's done. YMCA Indian Princess, which I'd never even heard of that. Father, daughter, friends always. I don't know if that's something they still do or not. When I was a kid, every summer, my parents both worked. Every summer, I would spend at, or a good portion of the summer anyway, at YMCA day camp, like a summer camp thing, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, we had a lot of fun. Became a very good swimmer there. Okay, that's done. Okay, one more thing, a Poshmark order for this glove of all things. Normally I would ship that glove in a poly mailer, but with Poshmark I'm getting a priority label, and as long as it doesn't weigh more than 5 pounds, it really doesn't matter how I pack it. So might as well use a box. Oh, need one of these baggies. Might as well use a box. Why not? Poshmark is not a place where we sell very often at all. Of the 3 platforms we cross post on, besides eBay, it ranks number 3. The ranking is Macari for us. Well, the ranking for us is eBay. Did I put the thank you thing on there? Yeah, I did. Okay. The ranking is eBay, Macari, Etsy, and then Poshmark. That's how we look at it anyway. That's not how we look at it. That's how it is, as far as the money breakdown of where we make money. Okay, that is it, and that is all for this video. Stay tuned. We'll be putting out another one very soon. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Bye.